Hey guys, today I'm going to be reviewing a book, The Raven Boys by Maggie, I'm going to butcher the name, Stiefvater? Stiefvater? Stiefvater. I finished this book about 10 minutes ago. I started it yesterday morning. Yeah, I started it yesterday morning and I got through it tonight, which isn't usual. Normally I read cover to cover, but I got kind of slightly bored halfway. But I'm glad I finished it because it is a good book. I will probably getting the second and third and so forth. I know they just came out with another one, The Raven, or they will come out. They either just came out with it or will come out with The Raven King. So I will be reading it up to that point, hopefully, if I like the other books. I want to talk a little bit about this book. I'm going to be warning that there are some spoilers in this review. I would not watch it if you are worried about spoiling the book for yourself. Anyways, let's get this show on the road. There are only two reasons a non-seer would see a spirit on St. Mark's Eve. Either you're his true love, or you killed him. Every year, Blue Sergeant stands next to her clairvoyant mother as the soon-to-be-dead walk past. Blue never sees them, until this year when a boy emerges from the dark and speaks to her. His name is Gansey, and he's a rich student at, I'm going to butcher this, Aglionby, the local private school. Blue has a policy of staying away from Aglionby boys. Known as Raven Boys, they can only mean trouble, but Blue is drawn to Gansey in a way she can't entirely explain. He's on a quest that has encompassed three other Raven Boys: Adam, the scholarship student who resents the privilege around him; Ronan, the fierce soul whose emotions range from anger to despair; and Noah, the taciturn watcher who notices many things but says very little. For as long as she can remember, Blue has been warned that she will cause her true love to die. She doesn't believe in true love, and never thought this would be a problem. But as her life becomes caught up in the strange and sinister world of the Raven Boys, she's not so sure anymore. Quick, but to the point. Let's go. So, in the Raven Boys gang, you've got Gansey, the self-depicted leader. You've got Ronan and Adam and Noah. Noah is a very quiet guy, and I love the plot lines that are involved with him that you will find later in the book. I really like Ronan because he's so physical. Like, he almost reminds me of Emmett from Twilight, as bad as that sounds, but he is so physical and, like, so, like, I love him. I love his physicality, and I love how, I like him. I like that embodiment of that tough guy character with the shaved head and the tattoo to piss his brother off. Just that whole ground character. I also really like Adam because Adam's, your sweet guy who is in a bad situation and is trying to get out of that situation while not trying to get out of it. That whole, retrospect right there. I didn't use that word right. Don't quote me on that. I love Gansey's character. I think Gansey and Blue Sergeant have to be my favorite characters in the entire book. Gansey is he doesn't mean to be demeaning towards you or condescending, but he is, and I kind of like the view they took on that. Like, he's very articulate and very good with his words, and, like, you can tell he was, like, brought up from a good upbringing, which shows in his speech and his dialogue and how he's characterized. I like Blue because she's very eccentric, very herself, very, I don't care what anyone thinks of me, I'm going to do me, and you can just do you. Boo. The only thing I did not like about this book was the entire physic thing, and I know that was, like, the entire premise of the book was about, like, psychic things, but I don't enjoy books about psychics. Like, I never have been that kind of person. Like, you have your vampire people and your werewolf people, and I guess you have your people who like psychic books, and I guess you have your people like me who like fantasy, and fairies, and kings, and medieval stuff. But I do not like psychic books. That being said, I still thought this was a great book. It was just a little bit hard for me to get into. Well, not for me to get into. I got into it. It was like halfway. There was like this lull stretch that I was just like, I could maybe put this book down and not pick it back up again, but I spent money on it, so I'm not going to do it. Needless to say, I'm glad I finished it. I've heard great things about the books, and they're all true. I like how the author manages to tie in everything without leaving anything out. The only thing I did absolutely not like in this book, and is slightly confusing to me even right now as my brain is like trying to reprocess it, is the sacrifice Adam makes in the end. Like, I don't understand what exactly happened. Why is he still alive? He should be dead. Like, what? Why? What happened? He didn't sacrifice himself. He went in the pentagram, and then what? There was no he's not dead. He's not gone. He didn't disappear. I don't understand it. I also don't understand why he doesn't want to move into the Gansey's apartment place. Like, I don't understand that. I mean, I understand having a certain pride for yourself, but like, I don't understand it. Like, it's not that big of a deal. Yeah, it's the end, it freaked me out. I was just like, what is this? That being said, I really like the book, guys. I really like the author's writing style, her diction. I like how she manages to tie in these plot lines and get these really, like, these characters, and you get to, like, characterize them. The only thing I wish is that we got to see a little bit more of Blue Sergeant and, like, what she does in her spare time, almost, because she's so affiliated with the Raven Boys by, like, halfway through the book that you're just like, can I see, like, more of your fashion sense, I guess? Like, I had a very hard time visualizing her, almost. Like, you get a sense of her, and, like, the author describes, like, some of the clothes she wears and things, but I just wish she had gone a little bit deeper with that, and, like, had really characterized her more, and we got to see more of, like, her, I don't know what the right word is here. More her, you understand. That's pretty much all I have to say. I would definitely recommend this to a friend. If psychic books are not your thing, I wouldn't read it, to be honest. For me, it was kind of hard to get into with the ley lines and the whole, like, I don't want to be bored to death with, like, tales and, like, their energy forces. Like, I don't care. They don't interest me. Like, I don't know. I'm not a psychology. It's not even psychology. I'm not a very big, like, mystical, witches, pagans, psychics kind of deal. I'm just more like, put some fairies in there. Yeah, there's magic. We don't need to explain it. It's just there. But yeah, The Raven Boys by Maggie Stiefvater. I don't know how to end these videos at all. I'm just guessing here. They're probably horrible, but I just need to get them out onto film or camera or whatever this is. Anyways, see ya.